Hey friends, it's Becca here from Becca's Garden and Prepper Pantry, and today I'm going to give you a garden tip. So I was cleaning out for August. It's here, South Texas Zone 9B, and it's hot as heck. Gosh, it's heck everywhere. It's hot as heck everywhere. It looks like all along the northeast coast and all that too. But anywho, August is the best time to clean out your garden. We are having pest pressure again, and for us, we plant in the fall, which is usually, we start seeds about now. And then we plant in September, we plant in October, and we also plant in November. There's different crops that we plant. So in order to prepare our soil and have it healthy, to have less disease, less pests, we clean up the garden, especially right now. The beginning of August, the end of July, pull out anything that's diseased, gross, yucky, buggy, whatever, and then that's going to go either in your burn pile if you have a bigger property. I don't have that. I have a 8,000 square foot place with a little home, and so we end up pulling that out, and I just put it in a big garbage can with a cover, because if there's bugs in there, I don't want them getting out. Now what you can do is sprinkle a little bit of diatomaceous earth on there as well. But if you don't want to waste it, just make sure it's covered really good, because the bugs will crawl out. So we went to our local feed store today, and this 50-pound bag, it's really big. I don't know how much you can see of it. So this was $37 for this 50-pound bag. The only other options I had was a 2-pound bag of diatomaceous earth and a 4-pound bag. The 4-pound bag I think was 17-ish, and the 2-pound was about 12. Add that up. You got a garden. Probably gonna be using this a lot. If you can drop $37 for this, this is a good buy, and have a place to store it. So I had like the big, I guess, aluminum trash cans, but I got rid of them. So I'm gonna be putting it in a 80-pound Vittles vault, like it's for pet food and things like that, and then it comes automatically with a little scoop and a gamma lid, and then just for baking, get you a little colander, a little sifter. You can also put it in a bottle. I'm not really sure what the measurements would be, because I'm not sure how much it would stop up your water bottle, but you could mix up some diatomaceous earth in your water bottle and spritz it on the leaves and things like that, and that way it would stick to your plant if you're having a pest issue. So that's a really good tip. I like to personally just like dust it. If it's a bad issue and it's getting a little out of hand, like right now, I pulled all of our tomato plants out, and then these little white powdered fuzzy little creepy crawly bugs were all starting to get all over everything. So I got that all cleaned out, realized I'm completely out of diatomaceous earth, and then we made our trip to our local feed store. Like I said, this is a good buy. If you go to buy this 50-pound bag or so, I couldn't find a 50-pound bag. I found a 40-pound bag for like, the cheapest was maybe 53 to 60-ish something dollars. I think it was 75 for a 50-pound bag. If you have to get shipping like that, I mean, it's, I don't know, I guess it's still worth it. So anyway, this is our little local feed store called Nailers, and I have a good amount of seeds. I'll show you guys in another video how I store them. But the Georgia collards do really good here. It's a really nice flavor. And I'm going to try, it's the Bloomsdale spinach. I've tried several other spinach varieties, and like each one of them just didn't grow well here. Even like the noble spinach and all that, just, I don't know, they didn't germinate well, they didn't grow well. It's super hot here in South Texas Zone 9B, and so I'm gonna, this is what they always carry. I don't know why I never tried it, but I'm gonna try it this year. And then we got the straight 8 squash. So squash is hard to grow here. We have the vine borer, and it's the bane of my existence. But anyway, maybe one day we'll get squash. But I try every year, every season, spring and fall, and still didn't get any for this spring. But anyway, check out your local feed stores, because a scoop is about up to about here. I mean, it's a lot of seed, and some of these were 95 cents, some were $1, and one of them was $1.70. So that's a lot of seed. I mean, it's like a probably about a 2 tablespoon scoop for seeds. Also, I mean, I'm not sponsored or anything, but My Gardener is having a sale, 25% off right now on his seeds on his website. Go check it out. I placed an order because I know a lot of people always order from him. And as a home gardener that's a backyard gardener, small time kind of garden prepper, we like to eat fresh vegetables, and sometimes buying a lot of seed is too much and we don't want it to go bad, because even stored in a dry, cool place, seed germination rates go down over time each year. Sometimes even by the next year it's not good, especially like carrot seed and a few things like that. So anywho, let me get a sip of my Kool-Aid. Or whatever's in my cup. It's nice and tasty. So we're gonna open this up. I probably should have brought the scissors. Here we go. Alright. Just grab yourself a little scoopy scoops of it, you know. And I'm going to take that with me and show you what we're up to. See how this works out. So we've got a hoop house here that does help with some pest control for our raised bed over here. And then, I don't know, the sun's in my eyes, so can you see I've got some little raised planters down below here. Like I said, I cannot see what I'm doing. The sun is in my eye this time of day. I cleaned out this and another whole trash can full. And then right here is a cattle panel hoop house. Sorry, I got a new tripod, so we're gonna see how this works out. So we got this all cleaned out over here. Now people say to get black tarps. That's a different type of tarping. And when you, it's better to, if you're going to invest in tarps, get the clear tarps. This is just a really heavy duty clear tarp. And then this is solarizing. So the sun comes through and it'll heat up your garden bed or your garden, in bed garden. I like to put, pull out all the stuff that's nasty, like I just showed you. And let's see, switch it here. Okay, so hopefully that works good. Okay, so like I said, I pull out all the buggy, whatever, yucky stuff, and then what I did is I added some Scott's topsoil conditioner. It has peat moss in it. It's broken down a bit. And then I also add my blood meal and bone meal in, just kind of sprinkle that in. You can put in, if you use 1313 or 1010 or whatever amendments that you put in there. I usually always start with bone meal and blood meal. I usually get biofish meal, but it's not in the budget this season and I'm out. So bone meal and blood meal it is. And then I'm going to be making more bokashi. I'm out of that. So like I said, I pulled all that out. And then what I do is I just put it in my sifter. If there's still creepy crawlies, whatever, try and get it as close to the soil. You can put it on your plant, because there was like some bugaboos over here. Clearly I'm going to need more of this. But, you know, it looks like you're baking a cake, you know. Putting like, it looks like confectionery sugar, but don't eat it. Although this is food grade. Eat it at your own risk. I tell you not to. That's my disclaimer. So yeah. Is this the perfect little raised bed? Not exactly. We ran, this used to be where like a chicken coop run was, and we had a pathway here, and then we moved the pathway, and then we put the pathway back here again, so it's a little Alice in Wonderland-ish crooked. It's super hot, and it's stuck down to our clay soil. So hard to get up right now. So I just moved some blocks in here that I had from around our yard and our garden. We were getting a lot of mud, and the soil was falling in. So another thing I'll be adding to this little section here is I'll be adding a little bit of vermiculite to help hold the moisture, and probably a little bit of perlite to help with the drainage. So that combination and a little bit of cocoa coir and peat moss will help it stay together better and not fall apart and be muddy when it rains, which it's been doing this whole spring season, and it was a hot mess. So I cleaned that up today. But my peppers are still looking good, and I saw some bugaboos, and this is not harmful. Just rinse it off your vegetable and you're good to eat. Cook it and eat it raw or whatever. So whew. So yeah, so that's my tip. And then get your tarp. Get your clear tarp. You can use a black tarp or blue tarp, whatever you have. This is actually better for solarizing. You wet down your soil, which I did earlier today. I saturated this pretty good. Why do you want to saturate it? Wetting it helps heat up the soil. So if it's dry, it'll be hot, but it won't get as hot. It's kind of like a compost. So just like how you wet your compost down to heat it up, you do the same thing for solarizing. Kind of don't want any bubbles. Get it as flat as you can get it. If you have some extra bricks, that helps. Cover it for at least 2 weeks. So like I said, August is perfect. Nothing really grows right now, although peppers are growing, and so is our eggplant. But cover it for 2 weeks. By the second week, till it up, water it down, add any other amendments if you need to, cover it again for another 2 weeks. You can go a little longer if you want to. Adding the water helps heat it up again. It's super dry here. When it's this hot in Texas, you know, it's like high 90s, heat indexes of like 105, whatever. So the water will evaporate even though it's covered up. So you definitely want to water it at least every 2 weeks, like deeply. And that'll help heat it up. The sun will help solarize it, kill off, helps knock back nematodes, your pill bugs, your grubs. That's how you do it naturally without adding any kind of poisons or killers into your garden, especially if you want to grow organically. So that is my garden tip. I mean, even though this thing is closed up and it has, well, because I have the rabbit cage wire here on the front, little pests can fly through. And then we have 30% shade cloth here. They still can like squeeze their way in there. So I use those sticky traps, the yellow paper sticky traps. That helps when they're flying around. They'll get stuck on there. That helps cut down on pest pressure. I'm going to just show you quickly. This is the tomatoes. They're getting out of control, and we didn't really get a second harvest. It's just been too hot since spring, so they look terrible. I'm going to pull them out, start some new seed. Got a lot of garden work to do over here. Here's our figs. The leaves are dropping in August, so I need to pull out our leaves as well that are dropping. That's part of the garden cleanup. Because pill bugs and other bugs like to hide underneath all the leaves, and they'll start eating at the roots of your fig trees. Ants will hide under there and mess it up. So you definitely want to do garden hygiene and clean some things up, especially getting ready for fall. You want to have less pest pressure. That way you're not treating a bunch of bad bugs and stuff. So we got all that going on. Yeah, that's my tip. Thanks for hanging out with me in the garden a little bit today. Super hot. Let me get in the shade. Like I said, we've got this other hoop house right here. This is actually, this one is a little bit different. Sorry. This one is actually a chicken coop. So we bought this on Amazon, reinforced it with EMT conduit, and an extra cattle panel around the side so I can hang up some baskets in there. And then it's got a U-shaped raised cinder block bed. And then we use stainless steel strapping ties. I think that's what they're called. I forget what they're called right now. But anyway, stainless steel strapping ties. They're like zip ties, but they're stainless steel. And so that actually holds it down and holds it in place. And then this with 30% shade cloth is where we can grow some vegetables in like the hottest part of our garden back here. So we have several different little areas, and I'm just trying to go through them one at a time and clean them up and get them ready for fall. And yeah, so that's what's going on today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hit like, share, subscribe. Let me know how you guys are taking care of your gardens and getting them ready for fall. Is this something that you've put into practice yet? Are you struggling with bugs each season and pests that you're just like, you're buying beneficial nematodes, which I've had friends do that and it didn't help them. Then they buy the ladybugs. The ladybugs come. I see if we have aphids and things like that, the ladybugs show up. So I don't ever buy it. Then those are extra expenses that make gardening expensive when you can help prevent a lot of pest pressure by just keeping your garden clean. And I know it's super hot out here, so try to do it early in the morning or late evenings when we have cooler temperatures. And that's what I'm going to be doing today again, a little bit. And then we had some beautiful weather this morning, about 68 to 72 in the morning here. Honestly, it didn't feel that cool, but I guess maybe the time we got up, I looked at my weather thing and it said it was 74 already, so I missed that 68 to 72 degree window. And I was out here for about 3 hours cleaning up that one hoop house, and it felt really good to get it done. And I'm gonna do some more diatomaceous earth in there on the pepper plants. Like I said, you can even water your plants down completely, like the peppers like to get watered completely on the leaves and on the vegetables, and then you can use your little sifter and sprinkle the diatomaceous earth and it'll stick a little bit better. And then don't water it again on top, just water at the base of your plant. That way you're not washing off the diatomaceous earth, because otherwise, you know, once you rinse it off, you'd have to reapply it. So that you want to have it stay on as long as possible. The bugs love to come out at night, and this is the best thing that I've used for even the pill bugs. So there's another organic thing you can buy. It's called Sluggo Plus, specifically for the little crawly bugs. They come out at night. I've tried bear traps, I've tried the tuna cans. Somehow they never seem to work properly for us, and because the birds always mess them up. Here we have a lot of native birds, so Sluggo Plus is usually my go-to, and diatomaceous earth. So if you've got some other all-natural organic tips about helping with preventing and taking care of pest pressure, let me know in the comments down below. And thanks for watching, hanging out, subscribing, liking, and sharing, and all the things today. One other thing I do is castor oil, some neem oil, and a little bit of dish soap, in the water, and I'll put it like in my spray bottle, and then I'll treat individually. That's it. I try not to spend a lot of money. My best bet for keeping our garden pest free is keeping it as clean as possible, as far as not letting disease hang out and not having a bunch of garden debris. So yeah, that's my best tips. Have a great garden season. Enjoy shopping online and checking out all the new seeds, and I'll see you guys in the next video on how I store, sort, and organize my seeds. We'll see you next time. Bye.